Hi guys, it's Professor Fernandez here, and I am doing a video about doing time management. And time management is one of those skills that it took me, a full-grown adult, a long time to learn. And I wish this is something that someone taught me when I was a college student, and that I could have learned how to manage my time better. So I'm going to teach you essentially how I learned to manage time and essentially what time management is and what it's not. So I'm going to tell you what it is by telling you what it's not. Time management is not a way to fit in more stuff that you can do in a 24-hour time period. It's not. Time management isn't something that is going to make you more productive so you can do everything on the list. What time management is that you look at what pockets of time you have to do all the work that you need to do and to actually put things in order. So it's really an organizational tool. It's not really oh my gosh, I don't have any time for anything. Then it's like I have problems with time management. Not necessarily. You just literally may not have time to do something. What is great about time management is that it allows you to say no to things that um, you don't have time for because you'll know you don't have time for it. So it literally tells you, oh, I really don't have time to do this extra thing, so I have to say no. It also allows you to structure your life and structure your goals or structure your time so you can do your goals, right? So everyone has a goal. Your goal may be to pass this class with a certain grade. It may be to just survive this class. And you may have a goal of, I want to go to UT, I want to go to A&M, or I want to graduate from Baylor. It may be that I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a doctor, I want to be an accountant, I want to be a fireman or a nurse, whatever the goal is. It may be your goal may be just, I just want to survive the next hour. So how do I do that? Time management can help you with that, because time management is going to tell you, yes, I can do this thing. No, I cannot do this thing. And once you learn how to manage your time, and once you find the tools that work for you, you'll be able to handle things and your anxiety level will go lower. I'm not saying your anxiety level will like go away. No, it's not. But it will go lower because you'll be able to control things that you're able to do. So let's get started. Okay. The first thing that you have to do when you manage your time or when you're trying to think about time management is to literally understand how much time you actually have, right? We all have 24 hours in a day. We all have the same 7 days a week, the same 365 or 366, depending if it's a leap year or not. We have the same amount of time, right? And so in that amount of time, we have to keep things organized and know what we need to do. I'm going to say this by saying, if you love Beyonce, Beyonce is on another level. Do not compare yourself and your time management to Beyonce's time management. Beyonce's time management is literally on another level. Do not think you're Beyonce. No one's Beyonce except Beyonce. She's barely Beyonce. So let me start with that. Okay. So I'm going to do a screen share here. I'm going to screen share on my iPad so you'll see some weird things before it comes up. And I'm going to list some things that we really need to look at. Okay? So let's go here. That's not what I want. Okay. So you should see my screen here. And what you see in front of you is something called a weekly activity schedule. This is not mine. Literally, I Googled for one. You can Google something. I'm a big proponent of, if there's free tools out there, then you should use the free tools as much as you can and not buy yourself anything. So right now, I'm not even telling you to buy a planner, right? Right now, I'm just trying to get you to plot out your schedule. So I'm not even gonna deal. I'm not gonna deal with this right quick. Take this. I'm not gonna deal with this right quick. I'm actually going to write here. Okay. So one of the things we want to do is kind of categorize what is taking up all your time. So there are things that are have to. You have to do this. You things are like, you have to shower, and you have to eat, and you have to sleep, right? These are things that you have to do in order to exist in the world, right? In order to be a functioning human being. Another thing that you need to do is that you have to interact with people. Like, hello, we all went through quarantine, and some of us went through quarantine with either A, people we don't like very much or haven't interacted very well, or by ourselves. Humans are interactive mammals. So we have to interact with people, preferably people that we like, whether that is through technology like a Zoom or a FaceTime or a Google Duo, or we literally go out to dinner or lunch or breakfast with a friend. So you want some like FaceTime with cool people. So this isn't like, oh, I'm gonna go out to the club with my friends because that's like a couple of hours situation. This is literally, I want to touch base with someone because I need to talk to another human being. So that's not this, right? There is gonna be time for going out to with the club with your friends, going out dirt bike riding, all that stuff. This is just a quick cup of coffee, a quick meal, a quick conversation. That's this, all right? So you have that category. And then you have the other category, which is like responsibilities you have to do. And in this category, what I like to put it in here is like school. Note I haven't done school work yet. School, like actually looking at things, actually like going through the modules, all that stuff. Well, actually, let's put school work in. Let's just make it super easy. School work, right? Maybe it's actual work. You maybe have a job, right? That's a responsibility. You have responsibilities to your family. So if you have to babysit a cousin or a brother or a sister, you have to go do this thing for your mom, run these errands for your dad. That's where that goes. Okay. So these are the responsibilities you have to do. So the first one is literally all the stuff you need to exist as a human. This is all the responsibilities that you have to do, right? And this next one is, the category is stuff that you would like to do, but it's for a week or two, like the world's not gonna end. So stuff you want to do, but can wait. Ooh, that's a long title. I hope I have enough space here. Okay. So stuff you want to do, but that can wait. So this is where the going out to the club, going dirt bike riding, all that stuff with your friends. Like if you don't do it every weekend and you do it every other weekend, like the world's not gonna end, right? So like social time with friends. And I'm gonna call it social time with friends, but it's literally different than this. So this and this are different, okay? So it's social times with friends, and, you know, that includes going to a movie, blah, blah, blah. Maybe like you're a big reader. I'm a huge reader. Reading is important to me, but if I don't read every day, like the world's not gonna end. Like, and I will still be able to go back to the book and be amazing. You know, be just happy with it. So reading is another thing. Netflix watching. Okay, let me tell you about Netflix watching. People are like, a lot of time management people are like, stop watching Netflix, stop doing watching Hulu, stop the insanity. Like sometimes Netflix watching is important because, hello, you can totally binge watch something in a couple of days and that just makes you feel good. But if you don't happen to binge watch all of Riverdale, you'll be fine. Like maybe you just binge watch 3 episodes and then you're fine. Okay. So Netflixing, any like Hulu, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, HBO Max, all of it. Like, it's stuff you want to do, but it can wait. Okay, so you have these three categories. One, two, three, of all the stuff that you need to do. And so you need to take some time and list all this stuff out. Okay, don't like say, okay, it's just this, it's just that. No, list it all out and be very methodical. And then if there's something that you don't know which category to put it in, think about kind of the criteria for each of these categories. If it's something that you have to do to exist in the world, and just really think about it, like to be a human, not to be like a regular human with internet and cable, a nice privileged human being. I'm talking about basic to exist in the world as a human. There's one. Responsibilities that you have to do, right? Like, I have to do this thing because the world will end. I won't get to my goal, XYZ. Then you put it in 2, and then in 3, stuff that you want to do, but it can wait. So that's all the socializing things and all the stuff that really we like to do. Okay, so you have all these things. And so what you want to do now, right? After you write it down, then this is where this happens. Yes, I'm on your iPad and I can make this bigger. Fantastic. Okay, so this is what you want to do. After you write that down, you don't instantly try to schedule everything. Don't do that. That's crazy. That's nuts. Don't do that. What you want to do is actually see what you actually do in a week. So this particular one goes all the way to Sunday. I have seen ones that just do the 5 days. I did Monday through Sunday because weekends look a little bit different. From Monday to Friday. I know some of you like to do all your homework on the weekend. So that's why I included that. So let's go ahead and try to fill some of these things out. So I'm going to use my schedule because this is the schedule I know. All right, so I know that 6 a.m. your girl here is asleep. Don't come for me at 6 a.m. That's not happening. So I'm sleeping till around 8. So I am sleepy. Right? And that's usually Monday through Friday. So I'm just gonna mark this here, mark this here, mark this here, this here. Right? And I'm just gonna do Monday through Friday because I don't want you to know what I do on the weekends. It's not your business. Actually, I sleep longer. That's what that happens. All right. So around 8 o'clock, I like to wake up in general. Sometimes it doesn't happen because, hello, if you've been in a Latin household, sometimes we sleep till 10. I don't understand it, but apparently that's the thing. So at 8 a.m., wake up, and usually around 8 a.m., I kind of do some things that I like to do for myself, right? So then going back on this list, you know, things that I'm responsible to do. One of the things is like I make my bed. Wait. I also journal. So I do these things, and this responsibilities I have to do. And I want you to notice how like this is in the same category as responsibilities that you have to do. And you're thinking making your bed, journaling, that's not a responsibility. Yes, it's a responsibility to me, because for me, it's good for my mental health if I have a clean space around me. So I make sure that I wake up, I make my bed, I try to clean off the top of my desk. So if I have a clean spot, I can actually do some work. So this is why this is a responsibility that I have to do, because it's a responsibility to me. Okay, so let's go back and do this wonderful stuff. Do this wonderfulness. Okay, back to black ink. So I know that here I am doing, let me make it bigger so I can put this stuff in here. I'm gonna make the bed, I'm gonna journal, workout, the whole 9. And then right here, I'm probably going to shower and I'm gonna have breakfast. And that's probably gonna go to 9:30. Let's be fine, right? So there, that is what that looks like on that Monday. And so 9:30, I'm looking at emails. And then I'm actually looking at emails and I start to work, right? I look at emails and then I look at your work. And then I'm checking to see how you guys are doing. It's kind of a weird thing I do, but I check to see if you understand things, if you don't understand things, if you're missing things, especially on a Monday. I check to see if anybody has missed anything. Because usually by 9:30, because your module closes at 9. And of course, if I'm sharing this with you and it's later, like in the semesters, your module closes at 11:59 p.m. on a Sunday usually, or if you're on a Tuesday, Thursday schedule, it usually closes at 11:59 on a Monday. So I'm usually checking if your module has closed already. I'm usually checking around this time to see where you guys are at. I do the appropriate emails. I check in with you if you haven't turned in anything. I try to see if you guys understand the whole nine. And that takes a pretty long time. That takes around till 11 o'clock, right? This is where I take a break. I usually take a break around 11:30. And then I watch the news because it's important, right? And then this is like I share time with my mother. Actually, no, the news goes here, right? So I share time with my mom. Like we have this thing, we watch the 12:30 soap opera because we've been watching it since like when I was little. So this is what I'm talking about. This thing right down here where you have FaceTime with cool people. That's what I mean. This is a have to. So I make sure I watch at least once or twice a week or at least 3 times a week soap operas with mom, right? And so this is where I try to have a quick lunch. And then if I believe that at 1:30, office hours starts. So from here, goes all the way, I think, to here. I think we go to 5. Office hours. And so I do more work, right? So when office hours are done, I wrap up what I need. And then check this out, guys. Dinner. Netflix. Boom. And somehow there's some sleeping happening here somewhere. Okay? So that's my schedule, right? So that's how my schedule usually goes. So I'm going to do the same thing Thursday, Wednesday, and Thursday and Friday and Saturday and Sunday. And some of these days may look different, right? But as I'm going across my week, I may take a longer break or I may sleep a little bit longer. I may have an appointment, like I may have a doctor's appointment. So what I do this for a week, right? I don't write down what my ideal schedule is. I write down what my schedule actually is, right? This is before we're going to Google Calendar. This is before we're doing anything, right? So this is what I know my schedule to be just because this is my routine. But if you don't have a routine yet, or you don't follow a routine, then what I would do if I were you is that I would take a week or even part of a week and just kind of map out what you do. Like, all right, today is Monday. I'm going to map out what I do every day. I'm going to sit down and say, oh, this is what I did at 10 o'clock. This is what I did at 11. Then you're going to do that for Tuesday, do that for Wednesday, and see what patterns you see. And what you'll find is that there will be pockets of time where you're like, oh, well, I took an hour to do something that like really should have taken 30 minutes, but I was on like TikTok, looking at TikTok videos, or I was on Instagram, right? And so now you're starting to see pockets of time where you can fit something in, you can rest, you can do what you need to do, all right? So that is the first thing you need to do. And as far as time management, you cannot manage time unless you know where time is. So what you need to do is do this. You need to find out where time is. and you need to write down the things that are going to help you live your best life, essentially. The things that you have to do, things that you have to do to be an actual human being. The responsibilities that you have to do, not only for school, not only for other people, but to yourself, because your mental health is extremely important. So you have to go get your nails done every week, which during COVID, I don't know how you're doing that. Maybe you're doing that at home, and I hope you are. If not, I hope you're wearing a mask and being very careful, right? You need to go get your nails done every week. Well, boo, get your nails done every week. If you need to go get your hair did, boo, get your hair did. If you have a responsibility to yourself to work out, then work out, right? So that's what goes here. That's what goes right there, right? So don't limit it to just schoolwork and your work and family responsibilities. That includes stuff for you. And of course, the third thing is the stuff you want to do but can wait. So this is all the social stuff. Not saying the social stuff is not important. I'm just saying that the social stuff can take a pause for a second while you're doing something, and then you can return to it. Okay, so that's all the social stuff. After you write that down, you're going to kind of figure out what your day actually looks like, not what your day actually, what you want your day to be. That's different. We're not doing, oh, this is the schedule that I'm creating for myself. We're not doing that. What we are doing is writing down what your day actually looks like. What is there pockets of time? Is there not pockets of time? Are you doing too much here on this day that you can probably move things around on another day? Okay, so those are the two things you want to do to manage time. I'm gonna stop the video here. I'm gonna let you do this, and I'm doing another video on actual things, techniques, apps. We'll talk about Google Calendar. We'll talk about a bunch of things. And how that can help you with things. All right? Okay. Bye, guys.